So I was sitting here thinking about how there's been this like understanding within the recent years that there isn't just good and there isn't just bad. There's this thing called duality, where good and bad is occurring all at the same time, exactly how it's supposed to, okay? And that there's no such thing as completely bad or completely good, that there is always going to be this in between where there's this potential of good or bad, but also experiencing the opposite of this good or bad. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I came to this like realization because of certain videos that are constantly being posted right now about freeing the P word and how the mindsets that used to work on the population as a whole aren't working anymore. That the media is having a harder time convincing the world that this thing that is happening currently is okay. And it's okay because of this book that is in existence from who knows how many fucking years ago. And who knows who exactly wrote it, or what exactly wrote it, or if these things actually occurred, right? And even if these things actually did occur, and there, this book is true, what still warrants this mindset of what they did back then because of this thing that had happened back then? That we as a population and as a whole are starting to wake up and realize that just because these things took place and were okay way back when doesn't mean they are okay today. Like, we should understand today that genocide is not okay no matter what. And that the only time death of a population in so many numbers, the only time that would be warranted is if a natural disease occurred and wiped a population out. That it was no certain actual belief that kept people killing people. That it should never just be because somebody did something or said something to you that you do something. That you should literally go inside and figure out for yourself whether or not you think this is okay or not. And even then, just because you feel like it's okay doesn't mean it's okay. And so I was thinking about this, like, knowing that there's duality and all whatever. I'm thinking, why do people keep putting every bit of their now existence on the ideas and mindsets that were taught way back when, just because of this book in the Bible, when clearly that book alone is a complete contradiction of itself? That the Old Testament is completely different from the New Testament. That the Father was completely different than the Son. And the Son was completely different than the fucking Father. The Father did nothing but be jealous over other people that were fathers. And he was entitled He thought he should be the only fucking father in the goddamn world. And he punished people for not agreeing with what he agreed with. But then you have the son who came in and was completely fucking humble, completely kind, completely loving, completely and utterly was giving of himself to everyone else and produced miracles and loved on the people that his father hated. And then he literally came in, and after his entire life of giving everything of himself to other people, he died that way too. He literally was hung on a cross and killed just for loving us. And now we have these people who are still justifying the way the Father lived, but completely disregard everything that his Son taught. And through this realization of, yeah, but the Father said this, yeah, but the Son said this, there's this third group that are finally starting to just show the world that it was never about this way or this way. It was about this way. It was about the middle group. It was about the ones who understood that you needed darkness in order to be light. You needed to be bad at times in order to live and show others the fucking light. You needed duality in order to ascend. You needed to understand that you have the capability of being fucking miserably dark. You have the capability of being the biggest motherfucking asshole narcissist that there fucking ever was. But you also have the ability to be the savior. There's duality. There's the middle way, the narrow path. We don't have to be the Father, and we don't have to be the fucking Son. That is actually better not to be a miserable asshole all the time, but also not great to constantly just be giving of yourself and living in a fake positivity. That you needed that narrow path of duality, that I can be bad, but I can be good. And that is okay. That is exactly the way it should be.